Hello everyone. Welcome on in. I'm Velvet. Nice to see you. Come on in, sit down, relax. We're going to be doing a quick little speed build today, and it's actually for a rundown creche. So this is a room speed build, not a full creche at all, but it's a room. And I built this for the Rags to Riches Business Collab, which is a collab that I hosted, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. This is actually in one of the lots. So what we did with this collab is we reimagined Nordhaven, which is the world that we got with businesses and hobbies. And the whole idea with this is that the world was kind of divided in two. So there was like two what are they called? Neighborhoods. There were two neighborhoods, and I basically divided the one neighborhood into Rags and the second neighborhood, which is the one down the bottom. So there's what, Iverstead and something rather. Anyway, Iverstead I think is the Rags, and then like the one down the bottom is the Riches. So within the Rags to Riches world, so we did businesses and hobby, sort of like business residentials. So each of the residential areas were businesses with residentials, and then there were there was two malls and one community lot. And so that in the top area there's a strip mall, a rundown strip mall, and a community lot, and this is the community lot, and I'm building the little creche in there for the kids. And this is very rundown, which is why it's a little gross, and well loved but run down. It's a little bit messy. There's no one sort of really taking charge of it, so it's gotten a little bit grotty, but every now and then they'll have a good clean up. It's a bit of a community project. So, and then down in the bottom area there is a luxury mall, as well as the business residentials. So that's kind of the whole idea behind the collab, is like rags and riches. So it shows like different kinds of businesses and different aesthetics as well. I thought it would be a lot of fun to have like some rag stuff, because so often with collabs that I do, it's all about the sort of the pretty side of things, and I thought, you know what, let's mix it up a little bit and get down and dirty with some of the rag stuff. And I think everybody did such a fantastic job. I would have done, I think, a tour at this point of all of the stuff, and I'll release each of the different builds that I did, because I created each of the combined areas. So I created the exterior of the community lot here as well, and then each of the collaborators did each of the rooms, and I just did the one room in this. And then in the strip mall, I did the outside of the strip mall, and I did the outside of the luxury mall as well. So I'll show you guys how that all sort of came out in the following weeks. But it was a lot of fun doing this, just thinking, I guess, creatively about what you might find in a community creche. And I was thinking, you know what, I think you'd have like maybe a crib, like a little sleeping area for the younger kids, definitely a diaper changing area, a potty area for the toddlers, and then lots of toys and lots of fun things and creative things for the kids to do. But you got to kind of approach it in a way where it is looking sort of run down and kind of messy and, yeah, well used. It's probably the way to put this. And I wasn't really sure in terms of what colors or anything I was going to do with this. It was just very much on the fly. I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to get in there and do it. And so I did. And it was part of that was because I wasn't quite sure which wall swatches I was going to use. So I think this one's from the main peach one, I think, is from Love Struck, and then I think the other one might be for Rent or something else. But yeah, the main peachy one is definitely, well, I'm pretty sure, Love Struck from there. And then it just sort of those sort of colors came through, sort of the blues and like slightly orangey kind of tones, and then mix in like a bit of pink. And it's a creche area, it's going to be colorful, so that's fine. And also went heavy on the little campers kit, because you got your cute little projector, because I thought the kids can sit there and watch movies. It's just kind of like an area where the kids hang out while the parents are off doing other things. That's the idea of it. Or maybe the parents are in there doing a few things with their kids. But the puppet show, I managed to put in the puppet show, which I hardly ever use or get to use. So I was like, yeah, I want to put in the puppet show, which is cool, like the Don't Wake the Llama table, and yeah, just like lots of little games, and like the drawing tables as well. So I thought that would be really cute. And yeah, just did all those sorts of things, and just like a little toy box, got that in there. I thought that would be absolutely adorable. So yeah, I was really happy with that. I was going to put a marble thing in, then I remembered there was a marble thing outside, so I was like, well, okay, I don't need a marble thing in here. But then I thought about the infants and the fact that they're going to need somewhere to sleep as well, or to play. So remembered about the infant mat and popped that in there, and a toy box as well, and a high chair. So just try to think, practical things that some of the parents might need, but then fun things that some of the kids would need as well. I thought, yeah, that was kind of my process on what I wanted to include in the creche. It's just fun things and practical things. It's just kind of what it is, really. Keep the kids entertained, but also cared for. So I feel like I fit as much as I could in here. Like, it could have been like probably twice the size, and I still would have been, easily able to fill it. But it is what it is. There was a space I had to work with, and I did the best that I could. But I did want to include like a little potty area for the kids. I thought that was going to be quite handy. As I said, that practical side of things. So I think we've got a few more little bits and pieces to add. I was just trying to think of like different pictures and stuff that we can pop around the place. The decals, just a few decals, but I didn't want to make it like too fancy because this is fairly basic as far as the items go. And I thought like a corkboard, maybe they can add little notes about cleaning at some point, because look at that bathroom. The kids have been in there and it's just like really grotty. It's just like they've had some little potty errors to see. And, the things like the big blarfy so they can talk, and like the stacking blocks so they can stack things, and, all those sorts of things. And also, bookshelves so they can do some reading. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys there. Thank you so much for joining me for the Rags to Riches Collab Creche, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.